up, Two Times fam? It's your girl, Mrs. Tony Two Times, and I'm back with another video. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Hood Tales. Before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I invite you to join the Two Times family. Tap that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notified of all uploads. Be sure to smash that like button if you're rocking with the content. Comment down below and share your thoughts. Of course, always keeping it respectful. Feel free to share this video. Make sure you watch until the end to hear the full story. Let's get right into it. Leshonte Jones was born and raised in Miami-Dade County, Florida. Her loving parents welcomed her into the world on December 5th, 1996. She was affectionately known as Shante. As she grew up, she attended Florida City Elementary. Then she went on to attend Southwood Middle School. And in 2015, she graduated and obtained her diploma from Miami Southridge Senior High School. 2 years after graduating, Leshonte embarked on a new life journey when she became a mother in July 2017 to a beautiful baby girl who was the apple of her eye, according to her loved ones. The love and nurturing affection she had for her daughter was undeniable and hard to put into words. According to sources, Leshonte was a hard worker and was dedicated in all her endeavors. She worked at Walmart for some time before landing a job with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's Transportation Security Administration, TSA, at the Miami International Airport in 2019. Leshonte was described as being filled with nothing but love for her family and friends. Leshonte was a very special young lady, and her life was full of adventure and fun. She brought so much joy to everyone she came in contact with. Her infectious smile was something that you couldn't forget. She was very outgoing and free-spirited. She was well known throughout the community, and because of her outgoing personality, she made countless friends. But amongst those she came across in life, there was one woman, 33-year-old Jasmine Martinez, who seemed to have some differences with Leshonte. According to reports, back in 2016, Jasmine Martinez was charged with harming Leshonte because she felt that Leshonte stole her then ex-boyfriend. Those charges were ultimately dropped against Jasmine. But then 2 years later, in 2018, Jasmine Martinez was again arrested for battery against Leshonte. Leshonte decided to testify against Jasmine in February of 2020 for the 2018 incident. As Leshonte exited the courthouse in Miami, Leshonte reported being held at gunpoint and robbed in the parking lot by two men, allegedly one of which was Jasmine Martinez's ex-boyfriend, K. Nelson, and the other man she identified as Keanu Q. Leshonte had agreed to testify against both K. Nelson and Keanu Q, investigators said. Both men are still currently awaiting trial on that case. Almost a year later, in March 2021, Leshonte reported to police that she was being harassed and was offered money to not testify against the two men who she said had harmed her the year before. Leshonte reported receiving a message on social media asking her to call her lawyer and tell them that K. Nelson wasn't armed that day outside the courthouse and that Jasmine wanted K. Nelson home to help with the kids, sources citing the arrest record said. The alleged harassment and bribery didn't stop Leshonte from coming forward and giving her deposition in April 2021 in the case against the two men who allegedly attacked her. She also testified to the witness tampering by her alleged rival, Jasmine Martinez. It seemed like Leshonte was taking all the right steps to try to protect herself in a situation like this. Despite alleged intimidation, she reported and testified to what she said happened. The following month, on May 3, 2021, at around 3:20 p.m., surveillance footage captured 24-year-old Leshonte as she was just getting home from work with her 3-year-old daughter and was walking to their home in the Coral Bay Cove apartments in southwest Miami-Dade. As the mother and daughter approached their building, a man emerged from a 2019 dark gray Nissan Sentra wearing a black hoodie. He brazenly walked up to Leshonte and her daughter and opened fire with a semi-automatic weapon, striking Leshonte, ending her life on the scene and injuring her 3-year-old daughter, who witnessed what had happened to her and her mom. The alleged gunman jumped back in the Nissan and sped off. Leshonte's family members arrived at the complex not long after to learn that their beloved Leshonte was no longer alive. She was already gone when rescue crews arrived. Her 3-year-old daughter was taken to the hospital where police described her condition as stable. Family and friends of Leshonte had shared messages on social media remembering her as a sweet and kind person. Even the director of Leshonte's place of employment released a statement with their condolences and referred to Leshonte as a vibrant TSA officer who was taken away too soon. Her loved ones wanted justice for Leshonte and her daughter. Her mother said she lost her beloved daughter because of a senseless act. She didn't deserve to lose her life like that and be taken away from her family. Leshonte's family did everything they could to shed light and celebrate Leshonte and her memory. They held press conferences, rallies, and even a bike ride to help bring justice and awareness to Leshonte's passing. 6 months after the tragic day, on December 4, 2021, the family held a celebration of life to commemorate what would have been Leshonte's 25th birthday. About 2 months later, in February 2022, 3 arrests were made in connection with Leshonte's slaying. The 3 people were 33-year-old Jasmine Martinez, 35-year-old Romeo Robinson, Jasmine's boyfriend at the time, and 29-year-old Javon Carter. All 3 were charged with first-degree murder and attempted first-degree, officials said. Romeo and Jasmine faces additional charges of conspiracy. Javon Carter and Romeo Robinson were booked into Miami-Dade jail, officials said, and Jasmine Martinez was arrested in St. Lucie County and was awaiting extradition. With the arrest, details about what led police to charge the 3 suspects were released. According to investigators, detectives began reviewing jail calls made by Jasmine's ex-boyfriend, Kay Nelson. Records revealed on February 11, 2021, Jasmine Martinez told Mr. Nelson over the phone that she is ready to go this, allegedly referring to Leshonte, and that Leshonte has to die, the warrant said. Prosecutors say that Mr. Nelson and Jasmine Martinez hatched the plan to hit Leshonte over a series of months via jailhouse phone calls, which were recorded and are being used as key evidence. However, Kay Nelson has not been accused of taking part in Leshonte's hit. Detectives said Romeo Robinson, who was already in jail on unrelated charges, served as a go-between to find a hitman, records indicated. On February 12, 2021, records showed Mr. Robinson called Jasmine, who said she felt bad for K. Nelson for some blank he didn't do, the warrant said. Allegedly, less than an hour later, Mr. Robinson called Javon Carter and told him Jasmine was coming to see him for a life or death situation. Later that day, investigators say Mr. Carter texted Jasmine Martinez and the introduction was made, allegedly. The arrest records also reveal that the day after Leshonte gave her deposition and testimony in April 2021, Jasmine Martinez allegedly received a loan from the Paycheck Protection Program, also known as a PPP loan, in the amount of $15,000. The program was created by the federal government to help struggling businesses during the height of the pandemic. According to sources, Jasmine Martinez, who is said to be a hairstylist, allegedly received the relief loan to help keep her one-woman salon up and running. It's not clear if she actually really did have a salon or not. About a week after receiving the PPP loan, investigators allege that Jasmine Martinez used the funds to pay Javon Carter to carry out the hit on Leshonte Jones. Investigators allege that Romeo Robinson allegedly called Javon Carter to negotiate a price for the hit while speaking in code. Romeo asks if he can get the number 10 jersey. Javon responds that it's usually 20 to 25, sources say the warrant read. The warrant says there's also evidence of Jasmine Martinez withdrawing $10,000 in cash. According to reports, on April 30th and May 1st of 2021, just days before Leshonte was slain, police say cell phone records showed Javon Carter in Leshonte Jones's apartment complex, allegedly surveilling her. Sources say that Javon Carter allegedly communicated with Jasmine Martinez 127 times in the months leading up to Leshonte's passing, and also spoke extensively with Romeo Robinson. Sources citing prosecutors in the case say Romeo and Javon met while serving an earlier prison sentence at the same time. Reports said a few hours after Leshonte was slain, Javon Carter was allegedly paid and recorded a video of himself counting a large sum of cash, according to Miami-Dade County detectives. The alleged video found on his phone showed him flaunting $120 bills. He can allegedly be heard saying, "Just another day at the office," according to the Miami Herald. According to sources, it was an anonymous caller who identified Javon Carter as the person who shot Leshonte. He was arrested prior to the two other suspects, according to court records that were unsealed after Jasmine was arrested. Despite what seems to be quite a bit of damning evidence, both Jasmine Martinez and Romeo Robinson say that they had nothing to do with the heinous crime against the young TSA officer and her daughter. They deny any involvement. According to DailyMail.com, Jasmine has always denied any involvement in this since the first time law enforcement approached her last summer, said Jasmine's defense attorney. Jasmine also denied her involvement in a Facebook post the day after Leshonte's life was taken. "Pray for the family instead of playing detective and assassinating people's character," she wrote. "No matter what the differences you and another person may have been through in the past, that isn't worth death. I'm a mother before I'm anything, and I'm also a mother who knows the feeling of losing a child. I serve one God and one God only." She continued on to say, "My children are hurting more than ever, and instead of me reacting to the opinions of others that won't help me be there for them as I should, my condolences go out to anyone who is grieving the loss of a loved one, and most definitely Shantae, and I pray her baby girl gets well. Hashtag be blessed. Hashtag save your friend requests. Hashtag pray, pray, pray." DailyMail.com also reported that Romeo's attorney had this to say. Romeo is and has been in custody well before the incident unfolded. This loss of life is tragic, but Mr. Robinson had nothing to do with it. They look forward to reviewing all of the evidence and maintain his innocence on these allegations, his attorney said. All three suspects in the case are innocent until proven guilty. The last update I was able to find during my research for this story was that they had a status hearing scheduled for April 8th, 2022. They will all have their day in court. Y'all, this is just a very sad story. My deepest and heartfelt condolences go out to Leshonte's family and loved ones, especially her daughter, parents, siblings, and close family members. You can tell from the news reports that they were a very tight-knit family. Leshonte's life spoke for itself. She seemed to be a go-getter, a great mother, daughter, sister, niece, cousin, employee, and upstanding citizen in her community. She didn't deserve to die in such a cold and calculated manner. I pray from the depths of my heart that her family can make it through this process with comfort and peace. I pray for their strength during this difficult time. May Leshonte's wonderful memory live on forever through her family and precious baby girl. I really hope justice is served for Leshonte Jones. Rest in peace, Leshonte. Fam, please let me know what you think about this story in the comments below. I have so much to say in regards to how I feel about the people who allegedly did this to Leshonte, but I will leave my comments for a later date. Please be kind and respectful in the comments for the family's sake. There are children and family members that will be affected by this for the rest of their lives. I will more than likely do an update on this story. This is still an ongoing case. Again, all parties charged are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. All right, fam, thank you so much for watching and making it all the way until the end. These stories aren't always easy to do because I am such an empathetic person. It takes a toll mentally and emotionally sometimes. So thank you to all who support our channel here at Tony 2Times TV. Your time is much appreciated. Our goal is to not glorify these terrible acts. It's to bring awareness to the pain it not only causes the families, but the damage it does within our communities, and also to bring remembrance to the victims and a cautionary tale to those who want to act out of rage, anger, jealousy, or spite. Nobody wins in cases like this. No one. All right, thanks again for watching. This is your girl, Mrs. Tony 2Times, and I'm out.